This is a very spooky story, so if you're a little crybaby, I would advise you to click off. It all started on a dark night at a hotel in California, on November 20th, 2004. Steve got off work and went back to his cheap hotel room. But as Steve made his way to his apartment door, he heard a slimy sound coming from inside. He reached out his hand to open the door. He didn't see anything out of the ordinary, so he decided to get himself a cold one. He heard the sound again. The sound was bothering him much. He slammed the door and turned around into the hall, and he saw nothing. So he went further, towards the dim room. He saw his granddaughter's toy doll sitting on his old rocking chair. Everything seemed normal, but something didn't feel right. He hurriedly speed-walked back to his apartment door and grabbed the doorknob, but it seemed stuck. He tried again, couldn't get it to budge. Steve had a look of horror on his face, knowing that whatever was here didn't want him leaving. Steve panickily went back to his fridge to get some booze. He went back to the door and took a drink of his beer. Then, he put the beer back down and got ready to punch a hole through the door. As soon as he made a hole, he went through it and went down the dimly lit hotel hallway. Steve started to get nervous as he heard the slushy noise creeping closer and closer. He then went down the stairway. Steve started to feel the effects of the booze in his bloodstream. He started to tip over and see blurry. But he had finally made it to the exit. He felt an overwhelming joy as he crept closer to the door. But then he saw it, the skinny, pale-looking figure in the shadows. Steve quickly ran away from the door and rushed back to his apartment. The noise of the thing that was following him sent a shiver down his spine. He knew it was getting closer and closer. He had to think of something to get out of here alive. He had an idea and hurried to his room. He started rummaging through all of his belongings. He found what he was looking for: his 12-gauge shotgun that he had bought from his local Walmart. Steve pulled out his 12-gauge and pointed it at the door. He got ready to shoot at any noise he heard. But he didn't hear anything. But Steve was still paranoid, so he grabbed his tools and some planks to board up the door. Steve thought it was over, so he sat down and watched some of his favorite shows. He thought he saw something in the corner of his eye, but couldn't quite tell what it was. He started to doze off to sleep.
Holy shit.
Steve shot the thing and it just stood there.